Over the course of his career, Bobby Roth has written, produced, and directed several television and feature films and episodes. Television series he has worked on include Miami Vice, Beverly Hills 90210, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Women, Commander-in-Chief, Without a Trace, Criminal Minds, Prison Break, Lost, Fringe, Life Unexpected, V, The Mentalist, Revenge, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Grey's Anatomy, Scorpion, Hawaii Five-0. Miami Wet Fest is proud to present the 2018 Lifetime Achievement Award to Bobby Roth. Round of applause, please.
Hi. I'm very honored. Brian had asked me to give something called a keynote speech at one point, and I didn't really know what a keynote speech was. So I Googled one by Bruce Springsteen at the South by Southwest Festival, and I had heard it before. It's quite brilliant. And then I watched it again yesterday, and it goes on for an hour, and it's brilliant. And he kind of tells you the history of rock and roll, and then he plays guitar in between. And it's just amazing. And I'm not going to do any of that, so I just want to say. But I thought maybe I would make a couple suggestions for the next generation. Because even though I feel like a young independent filmmaker, I have to recognize that I'm not. And that I've been doing this 46 years, and it goes so fast. That's one tip. The other thing is, it's great. It's great, and I think one of the first things I want to say is that you have to have a good time. You're not supposed to suffer. And if you're hearing that from an erotic Jewish director, I mean, you got to take it. You got to take it. The more fun you have on the set, the better everybody else is going to perform for you. I believe that. I also believe that you can't have a good time if you're tense and nervous. And I don't think there's any other way to be for a director. But to ease it, I've tried to be as prepared as I could be. So over the years when I've taught, the main thing I stress is preparation. Anything you can do before you get to that set that will prepare you, anything you can think of, don't show up and try to figure out where to put the camera. You should know that. You've got a great team. If you haven't communicated to that team, you haven't allowed them to prepare. So these are tips. And I think I was going to close with one remark, one story about the persistence that Mr. David talked about, which I completely concur with, that you can't let people stop you. And many years ago, my dad knew one person in the film business. My dad was in the carpet business, but he had an old fraternity buddy who was the head of Paramount Studios. And when I was 23, 24 years old, I had made a master's thesis at UCLA, and I was very proud of it. And my dad arranged for this guy, whose name was Howard Koch, to see my movie. And so he invited me there, and one afternoon, I found myself alone in the dark with my first film and the head of Paramount. And I was very nervous and very excited. The film finishes, the lights come on, Howard Koch turns to me, and he says, "You have no talent. You need to go into your dad's carpet business." Now, how you take that news is going to determine your future. The way I took that news was, Howard Koch doesn't know anything. I think that is how you have to be. I think you have to assume that you're meant to be here, you're meant to be at the party. There's no actor that's too big to work in your show. There's no cinematographer who's so great he can't shoot for you or she can't shoot for you. You have to believe that you're meant to be there. And those are the people, like Keith David, who get to stay at the party. So thank you very much. I'm having a great time here, and I'm not suffering at all.